We do start, though, with some concerning news in Milan, where a Newcastle fan has been stabbed ahead of their Champions League tie against AC Milan. Let's head there live now and speak to our reporter, Keith Downey. Keith, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Rob, it's certainly not the news we wanted to be broadcasting from the streets of Milan this afternoon, as Newcastle United, of course, face their first Champions League match in 2 decades at the San Siro tonight. But as you alluded to there in the intro, a Newcastle United supporter was attacked and stabbed right here on this spot last night, around midnight last night. Rob, as he was travelling back from the canal area, just maybe a short walk, around 4 or 5 minutes walk behind me, where the Newcastle United supporters were congregating, having some food and drinks and celebrating being back on the European stage. His name is Eddie Mackay. He's 58 and he's from Newcastle. He was alongside his son and his son's friend, both in their 20s. As I say, just passing this spot here at the corner of the street Emilio Gola, where they were attacked. He suffered stab wounds to his back and his arms, was treated by paramedics at the scene and then transferred to hospital. I can tell you that police here in Milan have told us that he is in hospital in a stable condition, Rob, so that is good news. And I've actually managed to speak to his family in the last hour. I've spoke to his daughter Rachel, who's back home in Newcastle and planning to travel out here later on today to be with her dad and her brother. And she said that her dad, Eddie, wanted to send a message to the Newcastle United supporters who are here in Milan. There's around 4,000 fans with tickets and probably a few more thousand without tickets. She said that my dad is in a stable condition. He's in shock and he's gutted. He's missing the match tonight. But he wants every other Newcastle fan out here to be aware and to be safe on their travels, because they were attacked very unexpectedly at midnight last night. He was chased down the street, I'm led to believe, and he's just had 2 knee operations himself. He fell to the ground. It was at that point that he was attacked and stabbed by the group. I also want to add, Rob, there's been a statement from Newcastle United as a club in the last half an hour. They're aware of the incident. They say they're deeply concerned by reports that a supporter was seriously assaulted in Milan last night, and we're liaising with local authorities to understand the circumstances of what went on. They go on to say, our thoughts are with the supporter at this time and their family, and we hope for a full and speedy recovery. As I said earlier, his daughter is travelling out here alongside the victim's partner. They're travelling out here later. Of course, Eddie himself will not be at the game tonight because he's in hospital having suffered these really serious injuries, and his family, instead of watching the match on TV back home and instead of him watching the match in the San Siro, will be by his bedside as he's treated by medics in hospital here in Milan.
Yeah, Keith, as you said, the main good news is that the supporter is in a stable condition at the moment. But you would hope that this and any other further safety concerns don't bring a cloud over what is such a momentous day for Newcastle United.
Yeah, I have to say it's pretty depressing, Rob, isn't it? The fact that Newcastle haven't competed at the top table of European football for 2 decades, and here I am, sort of the afternoon of the match, just a number of hours before kick-off. Of course, it's an early kick-off, 5:45 in the UK, 6:45 here in Italy. Here I am talking about a supporter being stabbed in the street on the way home from being out for a meal and a few drinks with his son and his son's friends. So yeah, listen, that of course is the hope, and you know all the thoughts of everyone, of course, at Sky Sports News and also at the club, as you could hear, are with the supporter right now who's in hospital here in Milan. In terms of the football side of things, it's not been an ideal preparation for Newcastle either. They were delayed by over 2 hours last night trying to get out of Newcastle due to bad weather conditions, and we didn't actually get a chance to speak to Eddie Howe at his pre-match news conference until 9 o'clock local time here last night, and I think he would have wanted to be here a lot earlier to be prepared. So not ideal. He did play it down last night, Eddie Howe. He said, look, it's not a big issue, we will overcome that. that, but his players didn't get an opportunity to have a walk around the San Siro last night, so they'll see it for the first time when they turn up around an hour and a half before kick-off tonight. A momentous occasion for the football club, of course, a terrific season for them last season, finishing fourth, giving them the opportunity to play in the Champions League this season. The supporters the players excited, and as you can imagine, the supporters even more excited about the opportunity to watch their club in Europe tonight. Obviously, a little bit of an edge has been taken off of that with the news that we've brought you in the last hour about the supporter who's been attacked here on these streets in Milan, and obviously everyone's just hoping for a positive outcome from that, and we'll have more from me here on Sky Sports News, certainly as the day progresses here in Milan.
Keith, thank you very much for the moment.